Hello everybody, I am Ben from Team Panic, and today we're going to be taking a quick break from building more combat robots and hopefully finish off the dodgeball shooter that I have here in front of me. Now, if you haven't been watching this series along, I will leave links in the description below to part 1 where we test the dodgeball pods at the front here that shoot the actual dodgeballs, and part 2 where we actually built the frame rails and the main body of this thing. Today we're going to be looking at mostly the electronics in this whole thing and working on the control system. So the last couple of times we ran this, the flywheels never got up to full speed for 2 reasons. One, these pods aren't the best and the screws in them were coming loose, which made the flywheels wobbly and made them lose belts. And also I was having issues getting the motors up to speed. For some reason, they were throttling down after getting up to about half speed, and I think that's down to the speed controllers. So today, we're going to be using a different speed controller in these flywheel pods. But first, we need to go ahead and print brand new pods. Now, this is going to take a while. So I was just going to kind of jump to having this pod all together and attached directly to the Dodgeball Thrower. But what I realized as I was putting this thing together is if this all works, if the modifications I've done to this work, this flywheel is now going to spin a lot faster than it has ever spun before. And because it's all 3D printed, there's a non-zero chance it's going to explode when I get it up to full speed. So I really want to test that in a safe way before I try and feed a dodgeball through it at full speed. So we're going to tape this thing into my combat robot test box, spin it up to full speed. Hopefully it stays up at full speed and doesn't vibrate or blow itself to pieces in some way. And yeah, once that's done, then we can look at actually mounting it back to the dodgeball thrower. Once we're kind of confident that both of these things are going to work, then we can start working on the actual electronics and the mechanism that pushes the ball from kind of the entry point here all the way through the actual dodgeball flywheels at the front. So yeah, like I said, time to hook it up to a radio controller and get it into the test box. And that's why we test things. So as it turns out, when getting the pods up to full speed, it actually blew up the pulley that was inside. And I'll take a good photo of this and put it on the screen now. But basically, it melted the axle shaft, and it also melted the top restraining collar that holds the belt in place and keeps the belt running nice and true. So at this point, I have a couple of different options, but I'm going to go for the one that is going to be fastest and easiest for me. So the first option, which I'm not going to do, is to try and find a aluminium version of this pulley and just buy a brand new pulley, but that is going to take time. I live in Australia, and buying in parts is always something that's going to take weeks, if not longer. Just shipping in Australia is terrible. So instead, what we're going to do is we are going to change motors. We are going to go from these big orange and silver motors over to these black and grey motors. They're slightly smaller and these ones are slightly slower. But what is actually going to happen is now we're going to direct drive the flywheel. So these flywheels in here were running on a belt attached to these pulleys and then run around the bottom of the actual flywheel. These are going to have the flywheel mounted directly on top of the actual, on top of the actual motor, which it's going to be interesting. That could break quite significantly. And what it does mean is that we now need to do a complete redesign and reprint of both pods and both wheels. So let's get the printer fired up and get going.
Needs to go a little faster though.
Yes.
That was better.
That was better. See you later. Is that just destroying yourself?
Yeah.
So that didn't go great. The flywheels do spin up and they spin up to a terrifying speed, but they don't grip the ball very well. So I had some friends over that you saw to help me test the dodgeball shooter out. The first couple of throws didn't do very well, mostly because the dodgeball shooter was laying flat and there was just nothing on the flywheels themselves. And then we realized that both of those things were an issue, so we wrapped some self-adhesive foam stripping around each of the flywheels and angled the dodgeball shooter up, and that was the second couple of throws that you saw there. That was better because the dodgeball thrower got grip, but I couldn't get the dodgeball thrower up to speed anymore. I could only get it to about 2 out of 9 essentially, so less than, well, around about 30% power I would say. And then after we got it up to about there, it shot 2 dodgeballs and then the foam stripping started to come away and break. So that wasn't good. We then tried rubber bands, but same deal. The rubber bands held for a certain amount of speed, but did not let me get the flywheels all the way up to speed. So we need a different solution, and I think I've got that. This new solution is the old wheels, or the spare wheels, off of my 13 kilo combat robot, because they have some nice, good rubber grip around the outside, and they're going to grab hold of the dodgeballs a lot better than these straight plastic wheels that we've got going on in here. So right now I'm going to redesign a little hex hub that will go into these wheels. We are then going to print those out, and hopefully before we lose the light today, we're going to mount these new rubber wheels down onto the dodgeball thrower, and we're going to try again. These wheels are a little bit smaller, so they're not going to squeeze the dodgeball in as much when the dodgeball gets thrown, but hopefully they will still work, and hopefully with the rubber, they're actually going to grab a lot harder and they're going to throw the ball properly. Also, hopefully, because this stuff is screwed and glued, it's not going to come off when we start to spin both flywheels up at amazing speed. So that went okay. It actually did throw the balls pretty well. However, the flywheel over here is unbalanced, I think because the rubber on the outside isn't perfect. So it's actually wobbled itself loose, which is really not good. So it couldn't get the whole thing up to a good speed. And also, these don't grip the balls quite as hard as the other ones did. They've got just a little bit of grip on them, but not like they're not pushing into the ball as much as the old one did. So while the rubber gives more grip, it's still slipping, and you can see that on the ball here. There's a great big black mark where the ball is slipped, and it slipped a couple of times. You can see it over here as well. So that's giving me a good indication that this is the way forward to run rubber wheels, but what we need is proper wheels that are more balanced than these ones. These ones worked well for my combat robot because they weren't spinning this fast, but we need better, more balanced wheels, and they need to make more contact with the ball. And then I think, or at least I hope, we'll be on the right track there. So let's try that. And try different wheels. I did a literal stack of different wheel types, and none of them really work. So there's not even any footage of a lot of these things spinning up or anything, so I'm not going to show any of it because it was just frustrating, to say the least. Like I said, I tried a bunch of these different things, and either these cheap little wheels were too unstable when they got up to high speed and just started shaking the whole machine about, or they were too big, like these ones in here, didn't really fit the machine very well, or they were too small, didn't really fit the machine very well. All of these really should have had different motor mounts printed up, but I didn't have time to do any of that. I literally just kind of had to keep slapping new wheels on the machine and seeing what was going on. I also even tried getting some silicone and gluing that to the outside of the flywheels that we had working, and that's not working very well. So I think the big issue with this kind of boils down to two problems. One, the flywheels themselves are too small. So to get the outer edge speed that I want on these flywheels, they need to be spinning ridiculously fast, which just makes any kind of grip around the outside of them unstable, essentially, because they go way too fast and then the grip just kind of like expands off the wheel, which means that the grip isn't going to work, and therefore the wheels themselves aren't going to work very well either. The second thing is that these motors are just too small. They're just way, way, way too small. They don't have enough torque, they don't have enough power. So the next version of this, I want to go to bigger wheels, like much bigger, and also much bigger motors as well. I'm thinking scooter motors potentially, or something even bigger than that. I don't know. We'll probably do a new round of testing as the first thing we do in video number 4. I wasn't expecting to do a video number 4, but I think that's where we're going to have to go. So we're going to do a new round of testing, but this time with a bunch of different sizes of motor and a decent size wheel. The idea being that that wheel should need to spin up to a lower RPM to get the same outer edge speed, which is what we need to throw the ball at a good speed. And we should, if we do that with bigger motors, we'll have enough power that when the ball gets crushed inside between the two flywheels, it's going to have enough power to push that ball out. I think that is the two big issues right now. So those are things we're going to have to work on in the next video. That does mean though that this entire frame that we have going on here is going to have to get scrapped. There is not enough distance between these two rails in here to allow for bigger flywheels, which means we're going to have to redesign the whole machine from the ground up. But I think this was worth it because I've now got some valuable insight into how flywheels work, and yeah, I now know what is a good idea and what is not a good idea for flywheels. So hopefully we can use that knowledge next time and work out the right size motors and right size wheels to get these balls flying, and then after that we'll redesign this whole machine and go again. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that one, and I will see you in the next video.